Once upon a time, the sun rose over Umuaka, painting the sky with gold and pink. Birds chirped from the tall iroko tree, and smoke curled from cooking fires. Children ran to fetch water. Women swept their compounds and men called to one another as they prepared for the farm. But in one quiet corner of Umuaka, a young girl sat by the old udala tree, her face buried in her knees. Her name was Amara. She was not like the other girls laughing and running about. She had lost her laughter a long time ago. Before, Amora had been the happiest child in Umuaka. Her father, a strong farmer, had hands that turned dry soil into fields of gold. Her mother's voice was sweet, always singing as she cooked inside the kitchen. Amora would dance to her mother's songs and help her pick up the vegetables. But one terrible year, sickness came like a thief in the night. It took her father first, then her mother. Amora cried until her tears ran dry. After the burial, she had no one except Madam Ifeoma, her father's second wife, who came to take her away. Madam Ifeoma lived in a bigger house with her two daughters, Nena and Uju. From the first day Amora arrived, they treated her like a servant. "Put your bag there, you pussycat," Madam Ifeoma said, pointing to the small kitchen. "That is where you will sleep." Amora's heart sank. "But where is my room?" she asked softly. Nena laughed, her voice sharp like a snapping twig. "Your room? Do you think this is your father's house? You sleep where we tell you to sleep." "Okay." Uju smacked and added, "And you will wake up early to fetch water, wash clothes, and cook. Or do you want to sit here and eat free food?" Amora said nothing. She only nodded and went to sit quietly in the corner. From that day, Amora's suffering began. At dawn, while the rooster was still crowing, Amora was already outside with a broom, sweeping the whole compound. She fetched heavy pots of water from the stream, carried firewood on her head from the forest to the house, washed Nena and Uju's clothes until her hands were sore, and cooked for everyone. When food was served, Madam Ifeoma always pushed the smallest portion toward Amora. "Eat this," she said. A servant must not eat more than her madam's daughters. Some days Amora went to sleep hungry. She slept on a mat near the firewood. And when it rained, cold wind blew into her little corner. Despite all this, Amora never complained. When tears filled her eyes, she would sing her mother's lullaby under her breath. Even in the storm, the sun will shine again. It was the only thing that gave her hope. The villagers had seen Amora suffering, and they whispered about it in the market. "Oh, that poor girl," said one woman while pounding yam. "Her stepmother is too wicked," another replied. "She works that child like a slave." "But Amora is strong," an old man said with a nod. "Mark my words. One day the gods will reward her." The gossip reached Madam Ifeoma's ears. She only laughed. "Let them talk," she told her daughters. "As long as Amora lives under my roof, she will do as I say." Nene tossed her hair proudly. "Let them gossip. They are only jealous because I am the most beautiful girl in the village." Uju giggled. "Wait until Prince Chek sees me. He will surely choose me as his wife." One bright morning, a royal messenger arrived at the village square. His horse's hoofs struck the ground like drums. He blew a horn and everyone gathered around. "Hear the words of King Obina," the messenger cried. "Prince Chek will host a royal ball at the palace. Every maiden is invited, for the prince will choose his bride." The square erupted with excitement. Women clapped their hands, girls squealed, and the drummers began to play. Nena's eyes widened with greed. "This is my chance," she cried. "The prince will see me and fall in love." Uju clasped her hands dramatically. "Oh, sister, you must let me borrow your golden earrings. I will look like a princess." Madam Ifeoma's face lit up with pride. "Both of you will go," she said. I will buy the finest cloth. You will wear the best perfumes. We will show the whole kingdom who we are. They turned to Amora, who stood quietly by the doorway, her hands still wet from washing dishes. May I go too? Amora asked softly. Madam Ifeoma spun around. Go. You, in your rags. Nena laughed until she nearly fell. Imagine Amora at the palace. The prince will run away. Uju clapped her hands. No, no. Amora must stay home. Someone has to cook for us when we return. Tears filled Amora's eyes. She turned away so they would not see her cry. That night, after everyone had gone to sleep, Amora sat alone under the udala tree. The moon shone down and the wind blew softly. She hugged her knees and let the tears fall freely. Why must I suffer so much? She whispered to the stars. Have I done something wrong? Mama, Papa, I miss you. If only you were here. Just then, a soft rustling came from the bushes. Amora looked up in fear, but what she saw made her gasp. An old woman stood there. Her clothes glowed faintly as if woven from moonlight. Her hair was silver, her eyes kind. Child, why do you cry? The woman asked gently. Amora wiped her tears. They will not let me go to the ball. They say I am not worthy. The old woman smiled. Do not fear. Your heart is pure, and tonight you will shine. She tapped her staff on the ground. Suddenly Amora's ragged dress transformed into a gown more beautiful than anything she had ever seen. It shimmered like the morning dew. On her feet appeared glass slippers that glowed under the moon. A golden carriage rolled to a stop before her, pulled by 2 white horses. Amora's mouth fell open. Is this for me? Yes, my child, said the woman. But listen to me carefully. You must return before midnight or everything will disappear. Amora nodded quickly. I will remember. Then go, said the old woman, smiling. Tonight, your destiny begins. Amora stepped into the carriage, her heart beating fast. For the first time in years, she felt hope blooming inside her. And so, with the moon shining overhead, the carriage rolled toward the palace. The palace shone that night like a jewel under the moon. Torches lined the gates, drummers played thunderous beats, and maidens in bright gowns filled the courtyard. Villagers who could not enter crowded outside the gates, hoping to catch a glimpse of royalty. Nena and Uju arrived with Madam Ifeoma, glittering in their new clothes. Nena wore a yellow dress while Uju wore a blue gown. They pushed their way forward proudly, tossing their hair and smiling as if they were already queens. Do you see how they look at us? Nena whispered, strutting. The whole kingdom knows we are the most beautiful, Uju laughed. But the truth was different. Though they were dressed in finery, their hearts carried arrogance, and arrogance has a way of showing on the face. Inside, the walls glowed with lamps, and golden curtains hung from the ceiling. Musicians played flutes, drums, and stringed instruments. Food filled long tables, roasted goat, bowls of stew, fruits piled high. The air smelled of spice and laughter. Prince Chike stood at the center of it all, tall and handsome, his royal robe glittering with jewels. Every maiden in the hall hoped to catch his eye. Nena stepped forward boldly. Good evening, my prince, she said, bowing. Chike gave a polite smile, but turned away. Would you try too? My lord, would you honor me with a dance? The prince shook his head gently. Perhaps later. Their smiles faded, but they forced laughter, pretending not to be hurt. Then the doors opened. A hush fell over the hall. Amara entered. Her gown shimmered like morning dew. Her glass slippers sparkled and her eyes glowed with innocence. She did not walk like she was showing off. She walked like the moon had guided her steps. The entire hall gasped. Who is she? Whispered one maiden. She is not from here, said another. She walks like a queen, murmured an old woman. Prince Chag's heart skipped a beat. Without a word, he crossed the hall and bowed deeply. "My lady," he said, "may I have this dance?" Amora's cheeks flushed, but she placed her hand in his. The music began, and they danced. They moved as if the world had stopped. Madame Ifeoma clenched her fist. "Who is this girl? She dares to outshine my daughters." Nene bit her lip. "No, the prince was supposed to choose me." Uju stamped her foot. "I will not let this nobody steal my chance." They tried to interrupt, but in their clumsy attempts, Nene tripped and fell face first into a bowl of stew. They all burst into laughter. Uju slipped and landed on top of her. Even the drummers laughed. Amora covered her mouth to hide a giggle, and Prince Chag chuckled. "It seems the gods are against pride tonight." The music played on, and the prince and Amora danced again. But then the great bell of the palace struck once, twice. Amara froze. Midnight. Her heart pounded. She pulled away. "I must go." "Wait." Chag cried. But Amora was already running. The crowd parted as she fled down the grand staircase, her gown flashing like lightning. One glass slipper slipped off, but she did not stop. Prince Chag bent down, lifted the glass slipper, and whispered, "I will find her. No matter how long it takes, she is the one." The next morning, the prince sent guards across the land. Every maiden tried the slipper, but it fit none. At Madame Ifeoma's house, Nena and Uju forced their feet, but it would not fit. Then the guard noticed Amora sweeping quietly. She hesitated, but when she tried, the slipper slid in perfectly. At that moment, Prince Chag entered. He saw Amora and dropped to one knee. "You are the one. From the moment I saw you, I knew my heart belonged to you." Amora's eyes filled with tears. "But I am only a servant." Chag shook his head. "No, you are my queen." The wedding was celebrated across the kingdom. Drummers played, elders blessed them, and Amora's smile shone brighter than gold. Though Nena, Uju, and Madame Ifeoma bowed their heads in shame, Queen Amora forgave them. She later built homes for orphans, fed the poor, and opened schools for girls. Her mother's song still echoed in the palace gardens, reminding her, even in the storm, the sun will shine again. Moral lesson: kindness is stronger than cruelty. Patience is stronger than pride. Humility brings honor, while arrogance brings shame.